Why Chromebooks? Why bring your own network device? Why not just regular laptops or, computers? Why Google for Education?
It's a complete ecosystem for a school, and not only that, but it's also how it is efficiently used in the classroom.
I call it a safe, clean device which is cloud-based.
We are giving this technology to all teachers, like Chromebooks. We provided them high-end specs Chromebooks to the teachers, and the learners are also using Chromebooks, and they are developing their different skills.
And now with the emergence of AI, amazing intelligence, it's artificial, but I like amazing intelligence. So it has to be balanced. Everything in life is about balance.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amna Salik. I am Director Education for the Millennium Education Group. And we are very happy to talk to you about something very interesting. There is new changes and development, and we are bringing in a lot of innovative practices to our learning and teaching construct. With me is our esteemed panelists. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But we're going to be talking about a very, very interesting and timely initiative. It's called Beyond, Bring Your Own Network Device. From textbook to tech book. That is the journey that we're going to be talking about. So may I please ask you to introduce yourselves, please? Thank you.
This is Tayyaba Noreen, and I'm heading Department of Educational Technology and Digital Inclusion at the Millennium Education, Pakistan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Amna. I'm Sitara Fareed, Head of Department of International Qualification, Curriculum and Assessment with Millennium Education.
My name is Asam Sheif, and I'm Chief Technology Officer for the TME Group. And thank you for having us.
Wonderful, Ji. So we're talking to you about, like I said to you, we're talking about the Google for Education platform that we have introduced. And did you know that the Chromebooks, the devices, are now manufactured and assembled in Pakistan? Did you know that? Can we ask Sir Aslam to kindly shed some light on that?
Chromebooks is a internet device manufactured designed by Google, and is part of the Google ecosystem with Google Classroom and a hardware device. It's a complete ecosystem for a school with the LMS, the device, and not only that, but it's also how it is efficiently used in the classroom. So it's a complete ecosystem which is being introduced with Beyond. And so that's very good for Pakistan. In Pakistan, they are being manufactured. And I'm sure that digitalization of Pakistan will now happen much faster and accelerated, because now we will have access to locally produced devices. So there's a great achievement for Pakistan to do that.
Absolutely. This is certainly a national milestone for us.
Yes.
And, something that is going to help us bridge the gap, the technological divide. And it's also about ensuring access to, perhaps cheaper technology, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, that's true. That's true. It will be cheaper, especially when we talk about Google ecosystem, because Google Classroom is free tool internationally, and they have more than 150 million students. So it's an absolutely wonderful ecosystem paired with the device and the teacher training and all of the facilities that's come along. It's a complete package for the schools digital transformation.
Wonderful. So, Ms. Taiba, you've been working for so many years on digital inclusion and, ed technology, bringing in, those ecosystems into our Roots Millennium classrooms. Why Google for Education?
I think Chromebooks, along with the Google Education Initiative, this is incredible for our education system. And this is a complete solution for our learners and for our teachers, to give them a platform where they can fully implement 21st century learning skills, which are all about the communication, to develop their literacy skills, their critical thinking skills, their collaboration, and their creativity skills.
Right. Thank you so much. Ms. Sitara, just building on to that conversation, why Chromebooks? Why bring your own network device? Why not just regular laptops or, computers?
Thank you very much, Ms. Amna. And yes, building on to what Ma'am Taiba was saying, and also earlier what Ms. Saraslam was talking about, with a device in the classroom, first of all, generally. So actually, it's not that we are going, the misconception of going paperless. No, we are not going paperless. Actually, we are going limitless. Okay. We are going limitless, and we are striking the right balance for our learners who are digital native. We use this word for them, but we usually discuss this among ourselves, that when they step into the classroom, mostly it is stepping back in time. Stepping back in time kind of an experience. But with TechBook, with Chromebook, as we say in TME, from textbook to TechBook, this is bringing their own world alive inside the classroom as well. Now, why Chromebook? I think, or earlier Saraslam has talked about it, that this is I call it a safe, clean device, which is cloud-based, which is very purposeful. And when it comes to the class, the fears that a teacher might have around a device, bringing it in the classroom, all those fears are mitigated. Because this is safe, controlled browsing. Access is also all that is allowed by the teacher. And highly collaborative experience for the learners through Google Docs, through Google Sheets, through Google Calendar, through Google Meet, Google Slides. All these are collaborative tools within the Google Classroom. So that's why we have opted for Google for Education, and that's why we have evaluated this device for the learning enhancement that it's going to ensure, and the enrichment of the learner experience that will come with it. So that's why, ma'am, we are very much sure that this device is going to revolutionize our digital journey, and is going to give us a quantum leap in that direction.
Aslam Saab, could you just build on that? We're talking about quantum leaps and, like bridging the digital divide, and, we're going beyond. So could you just build on that? Why are these skills, why is this the need of the hour now?
Just imagine that you're going from passive learning to active learning. For example, in a textbook, you only have a 2D for image of a cell division, for example.
Right.
And suddenly with this device, you can actually see it happening.
Right.
And you can then, so it is enhanced learning. It is immersive learning. It is differentiated learning with the students. They can follow their own path. And it's not only the device, it's the Google Classroom, as Ma'am Taiba mentioned. There are a lot of tools associated with it, but it's also the internet, the experience. And now with the emergence of AI, amazing intelligence, it's artificial, but I like amazing intelligence. So because it's human and AI, yes. So that becomes amazing intelligence. I picked it up from a student.
Artificial or intelligence.
Yes. Oh, that's true. That's a good one. So here is that we have been discussing technology in the classroom for last 25 years, and it is first now that it's starting to emerge in the classroom. I really think we should be moving on to one student, one computer at all times in the classroom, so the learning can be enhanced. Students can be allowed to follow their learning paths, differentiated learning, project-based learning. All of these words that we have been discussing for the last many decades becomes alive. And that is what is important. Bloom's taxonomy, if you look at that one with the rote learning, what's in the focus, and now it can be the creative, it can be evaluating. So I think with the technology, students have a really, we look forward to students be using it. But there is one thing. If we don't use it, if we don't use the learning now, then we will just be creating an environment that is not conducive for the students when they get into the marketplace, into the society 10 to 15 years from now. The world will be so much different from 10 to 15 years from now. And that's what we need to prepare our students for. We need to be future ready.
Thank you so much.
Future ready.
Thank you. Yes, we want to be future ready. So, Ms. Taiba, just picking up on the same thread, about what sort of barriers do you anticipate, in this, because Are there any social or financial or economic constraints where you feel that, it'll be difficult for us to bridge the divide?
So there are a few challenges. First of all, the culture of learning. So first of all, the thing is that we have to make sure that this is not a disconnect of the human being. So the Chromebooks and to this technology, this Google for Education ecosystem, we can change that culture where the learners can learn different things. Like as Ma'am Sitara told, we can use different educational tools for their learning, and learners can learn on their pace. The second thing is technological concerns. So the Millennium Education is investing a large amount of this thing. We can bridge the digital gap and we can provide the technology for all of them. And we are giving this technology to all teachers, like Chromebooks. We provided them high-end specs Chromebooks to the teachers. And the learners are also using Chromebooks where they are exploring through and they are developing their different skills, like critical thinking skills they are using, like if they are working on the Google Sheets. So they can organize their data, they can present they can create chart, and through this they can develop their problem solving skills. And through a creative way, they can, in a real time, they can get feedback, not only from their peers, from their teachers, from their parents. And this is a connected classroom where they can collaborate and they can do immersive learning environment.
Thank you so much. Sitara, just on that point of, capacity building amongst the human resource and the teachers. So, are our teachers ready to be able to manage the teaching and learning through this change?
I think to some extent they are, but still there is a need of huge investment in the professional development of teachers from the perspective of, developing their potential, to use digital technology, to leverage the presence of this technology in the classroom. So yes, I think, we have talked about this thing that whether the tech books or the computers or the AI will replace teachers. And then we came to the conclusion, I remember in one of our conversations, that teachers who are not using technology will be replaced with teachers who are using technology. Mm-hmm. So I think that our teachers are at various level of their expertise. And the challenge with now the system is, and especially at the policy making level, is this, that we have to bring everybody to the next level. And there will be teachers. There are teachers who are proficient in the use of technology. There are teachers who are beginners in this way, from this perspective. There are teachers who are, who have started using it and they're finding it effective. So I'll say that, perhaps the picture is not completely rosy, but there is a lot of hope. Teachers are responding well to all these interventions. And especially, where they see that technology is helping them in, the tasks that were very tedious for them prior to this. So I think those tasks are becoming very engaging and meaningful for the teachers. And the repetition of the task is something that is being done away with. So now we would like our teachers to, taking, this help from the summer model, move from the substitute level to the modification and redefinition level of learning with the help of the technology, and see technology as a mean to that end, not an end in itself. So it is, I will say, Ma'am Amna, it's work in progress, and it's a very good work in progress and very, very, I'll say, rewarding work.
Okay. I'll ask you the question again.
Yeah.
Are the Roots Millennium teachers ready for the Beyond program?
They are. And I think that, what Ma'am Taiba talked about, that before giving this device to our learners, we worked on our teachers. We've equipped them, 100% of our Future World teachers, teaching grade 5, 6, and 7 math, English, and science, have this device in their hand. So first they got the experience, there was an effort from the head office level that was investment especially from Dr. Faisal. He was that we have to equip teachers first with the device that we would like the learners to bring in the classroom, so that they are not wondering about what's happening with them. They are already on top of it, on top of this game. So each and every teacher is equipped with this device. Or Future World schools have transitioned to Google for Education ecosystem, and with very high-end internet provisions from our technology department. So all this is working very well for the teachers over there, and we are looking at the rest of the teachers also to join the journey. So we are very hopeful. Our TME teachers are futuristic. They are they are almost digital native, because they have always been on this road of technological revolution. So I believe that they are very much aligned with the vision.
Thank you. That inspires a lot of hope. Aslam Saab, just on that point, if we can talk about the ecosystem, the digital ecosystem, and the vision of the Millennium Education. What is your vision on that, and what ecosystem do we have in place to support a learning and teaching model which I believe is hybrid, where we're teaching them through digital tools such as the Chromebook, as well as, that human connection that Taiba was talking about?
Yes. First of all, I want to build on what Ma'am Sitara was saying, that with the Google ecosystem, there are also the Google certifications that are happening, that we will be requesting our teachers to take Google certification. So we will become a Google reference school.
Yes.
Our vision is very clear. We want to have our students to be future ready. Yes. And that implies using Chromebooks, but also a range of other tools.
Yes.
There is, for example, Canva to produce content. Yes. Students, they will become themselves content producers.
Yes.
And the critical thinking and analyzing and evaluation. Our long-term vision is to that every student should have a computer, every teacher should have a computer. And I must say that the vision that Sitara was mentioning for Dr. Faisal is that he equipped the teachers first.
Yes.
Normally it was the other way around, where teachers are struggling and the backpedaling is all the way. Yeah. But here we were, and it's not even a. Look at the device on the table here. That's the device we gave to the teachers. It's a very high-end Chromebook device. So they're very lucky teachers. They got the device. So what is happening is going to happen is that the teachers, it's a multi-pronged strategy which is happening right now. We are investing in our infrastructure, which is the internet, and and devices at the school level. We are preparing for every student to bring in their laptop. We are investing in the teachers and their training as well. We are also investing in the curriculum.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We are redesigning and revisiting our curriculum. Yes, we are.
Rethinking.
Yes. So I think it's a multi-pronged strategy to achieve the vision of Dr. Faisal, because we want to be future ready. We want our students to be at par with the international community, the students in the West, for much less means in Pakistan. And alhamdulillah, Roots is becoming one of the leading institutes in Pakistan to provide that with their students and to the parents as well. So the parents can be assured that their children is receiving the best possible education with the technology. So yes, we are working on multiple fronts, because whenever you talk about technology, it's just about bringing in a computer in a classroom and that's it. Yes. But that's not what Roots is, what TME is doing. Yes. We are working on multiple fronts. Yes. And there's such a strong team behind it. Yes. Ma'am Taiba, Sitara, you and all the rest of the... No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. So I will say that we are at a very good stage. We are progressing very well, and we want to do it.
So, Ms. Taiba, I understand, and Sitara mentioned as well, that, we've started with certain levels in certain subjects. So, could you just sort of tell our listeners, what those specific details, and, why did we choose those grade levels?
So, as we chose this initiative for grade 5, 6, and 7. So, this technology will really help the learners those who are sitting in our classrooms, they are 21st century learners. So if they are working on in different subjects, in different learning areas, so if they are creating a presentation, so they can create dynamic presentations and they can present this work to other people. Through this, they can boost their confidence, their curiosity, their learning environment. And this is important for the workforce, which we can, workforce challenges in the future, which we can face. Like this, if we are working in the Google Meet, so there is a virtual platform that the learners can work in the virtual learning platform. And there are many educational tools like Notebook LM. They can create presentations. They can record their voices. They can make their videos over there. They can create their flip charts over there. So through this, they can learn a lot. And as we are talking about the AI technology, artificial intelligence, and the learners will be able to be a future-ready learner, who can face all kinds of challenges, and they can be a good problem solver in the future. So we are working on the different educational tools, and we are providing teachers training. So, and we are creating that content. Through this, they can submit their assignments, they can organize their data, they can learn on their own pace, and they can work on their learning path. And where if there are some strengths and if there are some areas of development, so they can work. And teacher will be a facilitator over there. Teacher will be a mentor in that classroom. And learners will enjoy and learners will be more engaged through this program.
I think it's wonderful because it promotes learner agency as well that they've been talking about.
As in grade 5, 6, and 7, it's also the age group. It's also the age group that we had in our mind. They are not very young to handle the devices, and then they are at the appropriate level to use this device from there onward for a very long time.
Sitara, would you like to just build on what Taiba was just saying about?
Yes, I would like to just build on to this fact that when we were thinking about beyond and to what class levels we should introduce this to, so we thought of the age group. So grade 5, 6, and 7, the learners are at the right age where they can take care of a device and where they can show that responsibility as well. And then when they have the device, then moving forward in the school years, they have that time to take benefit from that device. For example, a learner in grade 7 will continue using this till their IGCSE 3 and moving forward into the advanced years as well. And then as Ma'am Taiba talked about that, the curriculum enrichment that we have in these levels, that also allows us to take maximum benefit from this, device in the classroom. So that is also one point that we had in our mind. Learners who still can benefit from gamification, learners who can still benefit from, learning about the responsible use of AI, learning about digital collaborative tools. That is something that can, benefit them moving forward in their education. And this is just a beginning. What we have in 3 years from now, as Sir Aslam said, that, most of the learners where we feel comfortable having one device with them.
Also, Sitara, if you can comment on the fact, do we need a special curriculum to be able to do or to be able to run this program beyond?
No, it's not curriculum specific. And it is also not, for that matter, I'll say they're subject specific. And it is linked with the methodology of the teacher that she will adopt. Now, the teaching practices have to be adopted that ensure incorporation of these digital elements into every minute of their lesson. Let's what to talk about the day, but every minute of the lesson. Because, learners' engagement and learners' motivation with this device is off to the level where they would like their teachers to, present content through this digital representation of the classroom. So, as Sir Aslam talked about earlier, some of the words that we have been talking about, differentiation, we have been talking about individualized learning. I say we have been talking about flipped classroom also. Yes. And only using the classroom time to collaborate and to experience that learning, rather than just to, always struggle with now let's do this and now let's do that. So Google Classroom is going to be one platform, one communication platform with the teacher that she can, utilize to introduce the content even before the lesson. Right. Even before the lesson. So the flipped classroom model is going to become a very a beautiful reality for all of us.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah. But Aslam Saab, as we always talk about limiting screen time for our children, so there's a lot of concern that this is going to increase the screen time for our learners. So what are your thoughts on that? Can you just comment on that?
Yes. Okay, let me just start somewhere else. I would like to start that the Chromebooks in Pakistan are being manufactured, but there are also refurbished devices available for around about 15,000. So when we talk about these things, though, we have to realize the cost element for the parents. If they go for a device for 15,000, it's good for 2-3 years. Chromebook की एक और भी facility है कि the battery time is good on their device, and so it's not that it's such an expensive thing. And this related to screen time. If you really, from a professional point of view, is that if you look at a paper and the ink on the paper and the retina display that are now emerging, there is no difference. So just saying that screen time, it is in the past, because there were issues with screens and the blue light and so on, which could damage the eye or could be, a little bit hard on the eyes. So you have now, with iPad, for example, you have retina displays, you have ink paper, and you have
blue screen filters.
On the mobile phones, you can protect the eyes much better. But of course, a child which is 10 to 20 hours or maybe 15 hours a day on a screen, that is not good in any way. I mean, if you take a book and the student is reading for 15 hours, that is not good either. So it has to be balanced. Everything in life is about balance. So in the classroom, there is a device, but there are a lot of other activities. When they get home, there are other activities. So the screen time needs to be balanced. It cannot be all screen, or it cannot be all not screen.
Yeah.
And parents are rightfully concerned about it, and that's good that they are concerned about it. But however, if you are concerned about your child screen time, then invest in a good device with retina display, which is not a strain on the eyes.
I would like to add, people think this is the learners will spend the full time on the screen. This will be a blend. The students will write on their notebooks. They will do assessments. This will make their life easy, and learning can happen in a faster way, in a more interactive way, and where learners can engage and they can develop their interest for the different activities, and through that they can represent their data, they can make presentations, they can create Google Sheets. So this will be a blend, and I don't think so. This is we are just increasing screen time. So this will be a blend. And the learners can learn and they can focus on the enhanced learning through these technologies and these tools.
So, Sitara, tell me, how can parents be part of this learning journey with them? How can they be our real partners?
Oh, that's such an interesting question. And I think that with Beyond, they will be very much the partner in the learning experience. In Google Classrooms, parents will have access to the content that teachers are sharing in that Google Classroom. And through the learner's ID, they will also be able to communicate and interact with teachers as well. But of course, there will be communication guidelines for parents. So mostly teachers will be sharing what they are expected, what the child is expected to learn in the coming lesson, or what they have learned today. So some of the evidences, some of the tasks around that, pictures related to that, some of the assignments that are assigned to the learners. So parents will have a very good visibility of all that. And then communication with the teacher will be formal. It will be a formal communication channel, and it will be direct as well. But there will be, presence of school administration as well, and presence of other stakeholders as well, to ensure that everything is, happening as per the communication policies of TME. So we are keeping all that in mind, and parents are very important partners. First of all, in securing a quality device. Then, engaging in this dialogue with the learner and with their child, that how are we going to leverage the most out of it, make the most out of this experience. For that, we really request our parents to be on our side so that our learners, get the maximum benefit.
So colleagues, starting with Aslam Saab,
Oh, okay.
can I just ask you to leave just one thought? If you can leave a thought for parents, if you can leave a thought for teachers, and you can leave one message for our learners. Let's start with you, sir.
I know that as parent, we have children's interests at heart because they are our children. We love them unconditionally. And I just have one thing for you, and that is make your children future ready. Inspire hope, make them future ready. That is our role as parents to do.
I don't know I will be that poetic or not, but will try to be. For my teachers, I would like to say that, as Sarasam said, that be future ready, be futurist. I would like my teachers to be mindful that with everything that you do, you choose to do, and you also choose not to do, you are creating a future. So that has already started with you in the classroom. So we have to show that responsibility, and we have to show that sense of great, impact that we are going to have on the life of the learner by embracing all these technologies at the right time. So do your best, and you are already on the right track. So keep it up.
Wow, that was very poetic, Sitara. and a very good message. And just to reiterate, it is about our responsibility. We are as adults in the learning and teaching construct, it is our responsibility to make sure that they're making the most of this wonderful resource and these methodologies that are accessible through these devices.
Yes, and I would like to add on to, I've just learned from a very good mentor just recently, that think from the lens of sustainability in everything that we do.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
That's a good mentor.
So all the best.
So thank you, Rahima. What is your message for our learners?
Thank you so much, Ma'am Sitara. And I just want to say this thing. The learners who are sitting in our classrooms, they are digital natives. So we have to prepare them for their future, not for our past. So they are adopting this technology, and we should work with them as we are the immigrants. So we have to opt this technology, and we should learn from them. And there is a philosophy of learn, unlearn, and relearn. So we should work on this, and learners are taking this initiative very positively, and they are embracing this technology. And this is the right time and right decision and right direction for all of us. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And what a beautiful thought that we are preparing them for their future and not for our past. Yes, they are digital natives. We are the immigrants. We need to upskill ourselves. And this is the right time. Thank you so much, dear panelists.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Dear listeners, we need to invest in our future, make the most of this wonderful opportunity that has been afforded to you. We now have these locally manufactured Chromebooks available in Pakistan, and the Millennium Education is offering you a wonderfully accessible teaching and learning opportunity, which is made available for your students, for our children, for our future. Please don't lose out on that. Let us all go beyond, from textbook to tech book. Thank you very much today.
Thank you.
Thank you.